Testing a concept is probably the hardest thing because ultimately you don't know what the audience will like by the time the film is released. Now there are fairly simple technical ways of looking at concept, and I think it also helps beginning screenwriters to understand what their story is really about. So when you think you've come up with a valid screenplay idea, with a film concept, you need to make sure that, particularly if you're a beginning screenwriter, you have a very clear center. So you have one character at the center. If you want to do a first screenplay with a multi-protagonist story, forget it. You will fail. It is insanity. You know, it doesn't work. There may be one out of every 1,000, maybe 10,000 people will pull it off and write a multi-protagonist story that will become successful. Even experienced screenwriters know how hard it is. So a single character, please. You know, I may give you the benefit of the doubt. Secondly, something needs to happen to that character. Something major needs to happen. So we're clear that that's where the story is going to start. It's got to be something exciting. That's the catalyst or the inciting incident. It is one of the elements that will make your concept unique. I call it triangulating your story idea. So you have a unique character combined with a unique inciting incident. And then in response to that inciting incident, the character is going to have to do something. In the course of the story, they're going to try and achieve something. There's going to be one action. Almost like, sounds like Aristotle. Aristotle said every story is about one action. And as a beginning screenwriter, it's good to keep it simple. So what is your character trying to achieve in the course of your story? So if you have those three elements as part of your concept, try to formulate that in a sentence. One sentence, because ultimately film executives don't have a lot of time. If you want to go one step further, you can learn the formula for the logline and you can rewrite that sentence in that formula. And it will be so much easier for film executives to understand what the potential of your story is. So yeah, I mean, that's a formulaic way. It's a technical way of looking at concept. If you want to look at the actual content and the potential, the market potential of your idea, there are a number of things. People like it to be clear, simple, so you don't need a very long sentence to explain it. People like it to be mainstream. If you're going to be writing a story about some isolated philosopher who has an existential crisis living on a mountain in Peru, your audience is probably not going to be interested because it's not part of their world. So keep it mainstream, something they relate to easily. Blake Snyder at some point recommended keep things primal, which means that give your story an aspect that is about our primal needs. Primal needs are about survival, getting fed, having love, those simple things. So if your concept has something primal to it, it will probably help you sell it. High stakes are also part of a successful concept most often. And there are a number of ways. What I don't appreciate is people who give you advice along the lines of, your concept needs to be something that everybody wants to see. Now, how does that help you? How would you know that everybody wants it? If it were that easy, then everybody would write that sort of story. You don't know until it's tested, until it's out there and people, you know, will go and see it. So that sort of advice is not useful. So that's why I like to stick to practical, tangible criteria. So yeah, that's about concept.